What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a new video, guys. So today's video, we're going to be talking to you guys about the E46, if you should get one, the pros and cons to it, my favorite things, my least favorite things about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright guys, so one of the first things that I really like about my E46 wagon specifically, I like how it's a very good utility vehicle for me. I love BMWs, as you guys can tell from my channel. I like the fact that I can essentially use this kind of as like a mini SUV slash like almost like I use it like a truck, in the fact of like I can put parts in the back. The windshield can go up, the rear windshield can go up, and also obviously it's a wagon, so the trunk goes up. It's like a tailgate almost. It works really well for me specifically because I like to grab a lot of parts, and so I can fit like a nice set of wheels back there and all that stuff. So personally, I like how much space there is, even though it's really a small car. So this E46 is a pretty small car compared to like the newer 3 Series that they have out right now. And the fact that it's a small car and it can carry a lot of stuff and it gets good MPG, for me, I really like that. It kind of checks all the boxes. Nice small car. I literally get like 30 MPG freeway, which is pretty good for me because most of my driving is on the freeway. So fortunately for me, I can get some pretty good MPG with this car. In the city, it's around like probably like 20, so it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. There's definitely worse cars out there, but I like the fact that there's a lot of space in the back as well. So the back seats have a decent amount of space, as well as, like I said, the rear trunk. The seats can fold down, which is great as well. It's like literally like there's a plenty of space that is back there. You can even sleep back there if you wanted to. So if I wanted to take this thing camping, I could take it camping. This specific one is also an all-wheel drive, so the all-wheel drive really helps with like off-road type of stuff. It really helps if you want to go off-road. So like I said, if you guys want to go camping and something like this, you could if you have an all-wheel drive. If you don't have all-wheel drive, it's a little bit different story, but mine happens to be an all-wheel drive. So for me, I've been using it as a daily for the past month. Kind of want to make this video after I owned the car for a month, just to see where I'm at, how I'm enjoying it, and so far it's pretty good. Now it does have a few drawbacks as well. I want to kind of talk about this as a long-term type of BMW. Now my goal with this is to drive it around and then probably eventually sell it, but for the meantime, it's been a great daily for me, pretty reliable, all things considered. You also got to consider the fact that it is an older BMW, so this is a 20-year-old BMW now, so it will have some problems and issues. So the interior is honestly not too beat up, but the center consoles on these E46s get pretty beat up, and over time they just start looking not that good, and I'm pretty sure it's all E46 BMWs do this. I think even the M3s are like this, so it's kind of unfortunate in that regard, but other than that, the interior is held up pretty well. No rips in the leather or anything like that, so that's good. All in all, it's very reliable, definitely a good all-around BMW. If you guys are just now getting into BMWs, if this is you're hoping to get an E46 as your first BMW, honestly, it's a great platform because it's very cheap to get into. Price to get into one of these cars is very cheap. I got this one. This one is a salvage title, and it's a wagon, which makes it more expensive and more rare. But these E46s can go under 3K, even 2K. I've seen many E46s go under 2K. My last E46, I had an E46 coupe manual, and I got that one. I think I got that one for around 2,700 if I remember correctly. Clean title as well, so I got a really good deal on that one with brown interior. I'll go ahead and throw up some videos and pictures of that one as well, guys. But these are very, very, very cheap to get into, pretty cheap to maintain. They don't have too many main failure points. Failure points would include water pump. That's pretty much every single BMW. Over time, things fall apart. The good thing is that these cars, since there are a lot of E46s out there, parts galore. So if you just go to any pick and pull or any parts yard, they're gonna have probably an E46 for sure. So there are plenty of parts to go around for these cars, which makes it a great all-around BMW to get into. Both E46s I've owned so far, I've enjoyed. They have had their problems, their fair share of problems, but any car and every car will have problems. So it's mostly the problems that you want to pick to have are actually going to be the problem. So I've very much enjoyed it since I've owned it so far. I've only had this one for a month, but like I said, my last E46 I had for like 5-6 months, something like that, and I had a good time with that as well. They're solid, reliable dailies. For me, they're great because they get good MPG on the highway, and I do a lot of highway traveling. So normally if you want a good MPG car, you don't really want to go with BMWs, at least the 6-cylinder BMWs. They don't get the best MPG from my personal experience, but these 6-cylinders, honestly, because I think they might be a little bit lighter, they just tend to get better MPG. I don't know why, but that's what I've noticed. I've had both a manual and an auto now, and both have been pretty reliable for me. I prefer the manual, I'm not gonna lie, but the auto isn't that bad either. It's a little bit sluggish compared to my manual one, and same exact engine, both 325s, but they were both pretty sluggish when it comes to acceleration. Once you hit like higher RPMs, they do tend to pick up pretty quick, but for the most part they are pretty slow. So if you guys are getting into an E46 or are looking to get into an E46, keep that in mind. It's not going to be the fastest BMW out there, but it will get the job done. It will get you from point A to point B perfectly. Very comfortable ride quality as well, because it is a BMW. Obviously you kind of want to go through the suspension and get suspension sorted before you really start driving it. This one needs an alignment. I need to go do that. I haven't done it yet, but E46, all in all, I've enjoyed both my wagon and my coupe. Probably had more fun with my coupe, to be honest, because it was the manual, but in general, these cars, definitely go buy them. They're really cheap. If you're looking for an extra car, like a project car, or even if you're looking for this as your first car, definitely go get one. You can get one for under 2K easily. You can drift them, you can do anything, you can track them, you can daily them. Whatever you want to do, they're a very good all-around BMW, and I highly suggest going and getting one. Super cheap parts, great gas mileage if you use it for a daily. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I know it's kind of all over the place, so I apologize about that. I'm gonna call it a day here. So remember to check me out on Instagram. I'll go ahead and throw up my Instagram right over here. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. That would really help me out. I would really appreciate that. With that being said, remember to stay safe, stay happy, and stay in that project car. I'll catch you guys later.